Hello, today we're going to learn how to just set up a buyer loop in Dotloop. So you're going to want to go in and sign in. You can either sign in from the Dotloop page, from your Matrix MLS page, or from your My KW page through eTransactions. I'm going to go in directly through the Dotloop sign-in page, your email address, and your password. This is your Dotloop My Transactions dashboard. In order to start a loop, when you first start, you may have your page that looks like this with the circles. There are two options. You can have it in circle format or in list view, which I prefer. So you're either going to create a loop here or hit the plus sign to create a loop. I'm going to go back here and we're going to create a loop. This is going to be for a buyer. More than likely you won't know an address for that buyer at this time. So you don't need an address. We're going to name your loop. You're going to put your first initial and last initial dash the buyer's last name. Okay. And then select a template. Buyer loop template. And then create loop. Once you're in the loop, the first thing you're going to want to do is start up here under the title of your loop. Select loop status. This should say purchase. Select loop status will be pre-offer. Then you'll go into view details. Once you're in view details, you want to change your status, your role, to buyer agent. You want to add your buyer with a middle initial, if at all possible, and a full legal name. Okay, that role you're going to change to buyer and add email. You're going to just put in the email. This is optional. You can fill it in if you want to keep all of their contact information right here. Do not add to team and do not send intro email. Click add person. So now you have your buyer, the admin for Keller Williams is already in the loop, and you have yourself. Then you're going to add me to your loop, which just may or may not work with the way we have it set up. You're going to add my email address, which is jodiknapp@kw.com. My role will be other. And you will add me to your team. It'll ask you if you want to do this and just hit continue. Then add person. Okay, it's not going to let me do that since I'm actually the buyer agent on this one, but that's the steps to get me into your loop so I can see what you're working on. Okay. Next, we don't have an address yet, so don't worry about that. Financials, contract dates, we don't have any of this information here. Okay? So you're just going to hit save. You can hit save at the bottom, or you can hit save at the top. Once it tells you your save is successful, go back to loop. In this loop, you're going to have two folders, contract folder and documents from staff. Those will only show up if you choose buyer template, which you need to do when you are setting up initially your loop. To add documents to your contract folder, you go to add document. You go to templates. You go down here to residential resale for a buyer. This is where Heather has set up templates for us already. What I'm going to ask you to put in your loop is my buyer compliance checklist, the real estate brokerage relationship for buyer, the exclusive buyer agency. That's what you're going to put in for now. If you want, you can go ahead and put in the residential resale contract, franchise disclosure. Okay, you can always come back to this template. Hit copy. That's going to import all 5 of those documents into your contract folder. So that's how you initially set up your loop for a buyer.